Ready?
We'll call the meeting to order at 5:47. Let's stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First up, adding, deleting anything to the agenda. We are going to add the approval of the time extension of the grants and aid amendment. And,
So Val, that's already on the agenda under.
Oh, it is,
C in
see.
Administrative matters.
all right,
Yeah, I apologize. I just haven't printed it out for you, so you'll have to come in and sign it at a later date, but you can go ahead, and we'll discuss that under administrative matters.
sorry, thank you. And we will move the Otter Creek Communication Union District Report. From business to after the approval of the agenda, before administrative matters. Anything else?
We're going to table the approval of the 9/21 minutes.
That's right, thank you. And we're going to table the approval of 9:21 minutes because Lisa is not here. Okay. Okay, make a motion to approve the agenda as changed.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Val. Hey, Seth.
Hey, Larry.
Thank you for putting me up first. As Sarah mentioned, I have double booking. Just across the hall, I have to go into the Transportation Advisory Council for the town. I don't want to miss that meeting, a lot going on. So this is a report from the Otter Creek Communication Union District. By statute, we are required to report to all municipalities, select boards, or the City Board of Aldermen by October 15th of each year. So this is for information only. There's no action in this, nor is there any funding from the municipal budget involved in this. This is all federal money that comes through us to the state and into the communication union district. You should have all that information in front of you, so I'll try to do like a lightning round. The member towns we have are Benson, Brandon, Castleton, Chittenden, Fairhaven, Goshen, Hubbardton, Mendon, Hollis, Pittsburgh, Pulteney, Rutland Town, Rutland City, Shrewsbury, Sudbury, Wells, West Haven, and West Rutland. These are all members of the Otter Communication District. There are some towns in Rutland County that are not members of the district. The only town we have outside of our county is Goshen. So just going down through the Otter Creek Communication Union District, we deal in a lot of abbreviations, so I'll try to screw those. We're pleased to announce that the Vermont Community Broadband Board has officially approved Otter Creek CUD's Act 71 construction grant application, giving the green light for the first phase of our mission to bring high-speed fiber broadband to rural communities of Rutland County. This project phase targets 4,135 locations in Benson, Brandon, Castleton, Chittenden, Fairhaven, Goshen, Hubbardton, Paulette, Pittsburgh, Pulteney, Sudbury, Wells, and West Haven. I'll get to Mendon in a minute. Construction is slated to begin in early 2024 and is projected to be completed by the end of 2025. The attached map shows the areas funded for construction. Otter Creek CUD invites you to go to the website for ongoing news and updates. If you want to pull up your map, you'll see see three colors. These are all where consolidated communications have either built out broadband or will be building out broadband. It has nothing to do with cable. If you look at the start with the green, Rutland City, Rutland Town pretty much built out in a few other places. And then we'll get to the blue. If you go over from Rutland City, we'll get Mendon. We have very little left in Mendon that consolidated is not built out to. So most Mendon residents have an option for high speed, either copper with Comcast or fiber optic with consolidated communication. You see a couple blue areas going up Route 4, and then the other ones are in the southern section of Mendon, going up the Knox Road. Those are slated to be fiber optic is slated to be constructed there in stage 2, which will probably be 2025, provided we get the funding. So all the yellow you see, that's meaning that is what our phase is going to be building out, and we're starting on that. Consolidated will start that in spring of 2024. So this is what you see there is roughly like $9.95 million that we would receive so far. It'll take another $4 million to complete what you see in blue. And that we would be looking for from the federal government through the BEAD program. And then you have the letter from Otter Creek for our 2023 annual report and the budget for 2024 under Vermont Statute 30 VSA 3075. Require that each communication district distribute annual report and budget for the following year to all member town legislative bodies by October 15th for review and comment. The Otter Creek CUD Governing Board is comprised of member town representatives. We continue to work toward completing our mission of serving all locations in the district with high-speed, affordable broadband access. In the coming year, we will be seeking additional funds to build out fiber to the rest of the unserved addresses to the district as soon as possible. The other page is the annual summary. Again, we put in numerous hours. I think I had 14 to 18 meetings this month. We finally got our construction grant. Again, that was for $9,952,273, and it's covering 4,135 passings, including 2,315 16 locations previously underserved. There's two definitions, underserved and unserved. The two definitions, unserved means a house, a business, which we refer to as a premise, has no broadband at all. They have no option. Underserved means that they have access to broadband, but it's under 25.3. That's referring to megabits per second. The 25 is megabits per second download. The 3 is megabits per second upload, which is very low. The minimum that Otter Creek or all the CUDs are running is called 100 megabits per second symmetrical. Means the download and the upload is the same at 100. And then from there, you have options going up to a gig, which is 1,000 megabits per second, or you go up to 2 gigs, depending what you need if you're running a business or if you're streaming file. I think that covers everything. Again, nothing comes from the town budget on this. We have been a member since 2021. We started representing the rest of the pages, our budget overviews. You get down to those staff and salary, project management, construction services, make ready, accounting services, social membership, events and conferences, and contingency. And then I just dropped off today our profit and loss financials, which were January through August of actually 2024 budget. And we are funded for our expenses through 2026, so we're all set financially. So getting back to Mendon, if you're looking for BEAD funding, there is $229 million from the federal government from the BEAD program, which is a program. BEAD stands for Broadband Equity Access and Development Program. It's a program from the NTIA, which is National Telecommunications and Information Administration. So, the $225 million will be coming to Vermont. It goes to the CED and will then go out to the CUDs. There is a 25% match, so the $4 million that we need to finish our match will be $1 million. Hopefully our internet service provider will put that on for us. I also serve on the state governing board, which is called, acronym again, VACUDA, Vermont Communication Union District Association. And that's it. I don't get that's a lot. But that's what I do in my spare time.
Thank you.
Good job,
Again,
Larry.
it was information only, no action, no money from the town. Just trying to get out broadband. Basically, it's called the last mile. So the internet service providers we have run it where they have a good business plan, where they're going to make money. That last house is 3/4 of a mile up the road. They're not running cable there, or fiber optic or copper cable. That's where the CUDs come in to do that last mile to make sure that everyone that has a utility pole that has power on it will eventually throughout the state have high-speed fiber optic broadband. And there are sections of the state where we're pretty lucky in Mendon. As you can see by the map, the western side of Rutland County really needs it. They're unserved and underserved. A lot of the boards that I'm on, board members from that side of the county cannot attend the meeting with both audio and visual. They don't have the bandwidth, so they'll just do audio. And then, of course, Northeast Kingdom, these plains, they're really into this. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
I'm headed to my other meeting across the hall.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Okay, administrative matters, signing of orders. You have a chance to look over.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the orders for 9/25/23 in the amount of $1,237.60 and check warrant for $49,829.98 and payroll for in the amount of $11,549.28.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll sign that thing.
And approving the minutes from 9/11/23. Did you have a chance to read them? I'll make a motion to approve those
Second.
minutes.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And letter C, grants and aid, fiscal year 2023 amendment. I'll make a motion to approve the time extension for the fiscal year 20. Sorry?
It's for 1 year, yeah.
I'll second that.
Do you want me to say that over?
No, it's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Announcements. Group 4 scoping study alternatives presentation. There is a Route 4 scoping study alternatives presentation October 5th at the Rutland Regional Planning Commission with a remote option. The link to this meeting is found at www.mendonvt.gov. Any other announcements?
I just wanted to also add that that meeting will also be posted on Facebook and Front Porch Forum. Anybody interested in the safety of Route 4 is encouraged to attend that meeting and hear the alternative presentations from the engineers that we are working with in that program. Another announcement is the state police are going to be closing Route 4 on October 4th during the hours of 10 and 2. This is going to be for an accident investigation. It is going to be closer down to Woodstock Avenue, but they're going to be diverting truck traffic and other traffic down Park Lane onto Post Road and then out onto Route 7 because they're not going to be able to go all the way down to the intersection of 4 and 7. Local traffic will be able to access all the way down to Stratton Road and be able to cross town that way, but they want the truck traffic to go down through Park Lane. So that is going to be sometime between the hours of 10 and 2 on October 4th. And I have no other announcements.
Okay, moving on to public comment.
We have a hand raised online. If you don't have, Oliver Olson is raising his hand. Oliver, can you unmute and address the board?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Good evening, this is Oliver Olson. Quickly, and you may already be aware of this, but since the August 4th flooding event up on Wheelerville Road, there's quite a bit of debris that has developed on the stream to the east of Deermont Pond, and the water levels impounded up to that point have increased to the point where it's pretty visible from the road. And I've seen at least one beaver in the area, so I'm a little worried that they may find themselves a new home and create a bigger problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oliver, we will be, I'll pass that information on to Bill Ellis, our road commissioner, and we'll be talking about some beaver management later on the agenda on the other side of town. So,
Sounds good.
thank you.
Do we have any other public comment? Moving on to business, on to letter B, we have the zoning board of adjustment, and number 1 is a complaint.
Thanks, Cindy. Thank you for listening to the select board members in the town of Mendon. My name is Carol Gates, my husband is Brian, we're property owners on Town Lane. We've been property owners since the year 2000. We're charging John Jack Henley of providing the appellants of our zoning permit at 166 Terrell Lane with legal advice in the hearing that's to take place on October 4th. Therefore, acting as their counsel as well as the decider in the case. Notwithstanding the presumption of Jack Henley that Brian Gates would not be able to be present to represent himself and his property, just like the last time, we are presenting to the select board the email sent by Jack Henley to Nancy and Sarah stating that he is under the belief that Brian Gates has a restraining order issued to him restricting him from the town office. The appeal of the permit issued to the Gates property is the first of its kind in the town of Mendon, and the decision set forth will set the precedent for future decisions by the zoning board of adjustment. Respectfully requesting that all of the members of the zoning board of adjustment be removed from the hearing of the permit issued to Brian Carroll Gates at 166 Terrell Lane on October 4th, and replaced with the 3 select board members of Mendon, who, unlike the zoning board of adjustment, are elected and put into office by the voters in the town of Mendon. And I have section 903A of the zoning regulations. The zoning board of adjustment shall consist of not less than 3 or more than 9 members appointed by the select board for specified terms in accordance with Act 4460B and C. The select board may also appoint alternates for specified terms to serve on the board in situations when one or more members of the board are disqualified or are otherwise unable to serve. Any member of the zoning board of adjustment may be removed for cause by the select board upon written charges after a public hearing. That's what I'm doing tonight. Now, if I could just make a brief statement. We cannot stop people involved from using the tools provided in the zoning regulations to harass and intimidate us in our property. We only have faith in God and that eventually this will end. For the record, Brian Gates is a good man and a great husband. Since 2005, he has taken care of his mother-in-law and her property in Rutland town after she lost her husband. Brian Gates is a father-in-law, and grandfather, and has been sober for over 27 years. He was an altar boy and reached the rank of Eagle Scout. We are asking the select board to open the town office, which could alleviate some of the rumors and innuendo. We are begging the select board not to retrofit the beautiful town office that we have. These do not make people think that they are entering a police station when they come to our town. We appreciate Jesse and Nancy for all their hard work, and each zoning administrator and all of the time that they've had to spend on all of this nonsense. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
And that's all I have. I can leave this for you, but I'm gonna go make my meatballs.
All right, take care, thank you.
What kind of puppy too?
He's a rescue, he's like a blue healer mix.
Oh, good. We'll take good care of it.
Yeah, will do.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks. Okay. Any comments on that, Sarah, or, what are your thoughts?
No, I have no comment.
Val?
We have all the information that we have been provided
Okay.
via email. I'm going over the details.
Okay.
Moving on to number 2, appointment of the zoning board of adjustment.
Prior to receiving this letter from Mr. and Mrs. Gates, the select board had received a recommendation from Jack Finelli to appoint a member of the ZBA in order to secure at least 3 members of the board. Andy Knack and Mike Curran were long-standing members of the ZBA, and both have stepped down from the ZBA, leaving Jack Finelli and Terry Cressones as the active members. So the recommendation made by the remaining members of the ZBA is to appoint Susanna Lafredo to the board.
Can I just do that with one motion?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to appoint Susanna Lafredo to the zoning board of adjustment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to letter C, the flooding event update from August 4th storm.
Okay, so, the request for a disaster declaration for this time period has been approved by the governor, and they submitted, a request for declaration to the president. They did mention that it could take 4 to 6 weeks to get that approval from the president.
Good news.
So that's the only update I have.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Letter D, the Beaver Pond off Old Turnpike Road.
So Bill Ellis has reported to me that the Beaver Pond that is at the end of Old Turnpike Road going into Wildcat Road in Chittenden is back again. And he would like to request trappers to remove the beavers.
Have we done that before, Sarah? Or-
Yeah, we've had to manage beavers in this location a number of times. We took advice from the state beaver specialist in order to build out a cage so that it couldn't plug up the culvert. But it masterfully has done so again. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need a verbal okay for him to?
Now, we need a verbal okay for him to go forward with that, and mainly he's bringing it up to you because it is a class 4 road, and so we're not required to maintain it. However, this is a road that is identified for use for emergency vehicles to use as an evacuation route in the event of an emergency. So it is a road that is important to us for evacuation purposes, as well as the town of Chittenden utilizing that access coming into Mendon if they need it for emergency purposes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the use of trappers at the Beaver Pond for emergency purposes.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think that's everything. And we will adjourn the meeting at 6:16.